Alright guys, this is gonna be my first or second video on this channel. I had another channel before and I just wanted to make a Star Wars channel, but yada. I just want to say thank you for anyone watching, and please subscribe, like, and enjoy the video. And here we go. So this is what would happen if Anakin never turned to the dark side in episode 3. So here's what happens. We cut to Mace Windu holding his blade towards Darth Sidious, stopping his lightning from hitting him. Anakin looks on in horror, by Palpatine being disfigured. Palpatine stops his lightning, defeated by Mace. Mace declares that he is going to end Palpatine, for he is too dangerous to be left alive. Anakin is clearly conflicted, but agrees with Mace and steps aside, allowing Mace to finish off Palpatine. Mace begins to swing his amethyst blade in a downward motion. Just as he does this, Palpatine jumps out of the window, summoning a powerful blast of Force lightning. Mace blocks his attack, then he uses the Force to pull another spare lightsaber to him, breaking the ceiling above them. He then falls down to the streets of Coruscant below, throwing a passenger in a speeder off to tell every clone to execute Order 66. We cut to Anakin and Mace waking up an hour after they've been knocked out and Palpatine collapses. They quickly realize what was going on by sensing it in the Force. Meanwhile, back at the temple, Palpatine is leading the attack. He's much more efficient than Anakin, but he doesn't have the trust like Anakin does. We see Mace and Anakin about to enter the Jedi Temple. Mace tells Anakin to kneel before him. Anakin does as he's told. Mace says that if he's going to die today, he wants to go out as the Jedi Master, igniting his lightsaber. He declares, by the right of the Council, by the will of the Force, doubly I do, a Master of the Jedi Order. The two of them smile and nod at one another and run into the burning temple. Palpatine enters the Council chambers. Seeing the younglings, he ignites his crimson red blade, lighting up the room. They also take a few steps back as he lunges towards them with all his fury, but is blocked by Anakin Skywalker. Mace joins in the fight. 3 fight. Mace orders Anakin to help the other Jedi win the battle against the clones. Mace and Palpatine are in a desperate struggle for their lives. Anakin returns, knocking Palpatine off his feet. 2 of them hold their blades to his neck, demanding he and his troop surrender. He does, but he uses the Force to push them back and escapes yet again. The remaining 1,000 or so Jedi all regroup in the Outer Rim. For the meantime, they decide to send Anakin, Yoda, and Obi-Wan to kill Palpatine, for if he falls, his new Emperor will fall with him. It's been 5 months since Order 66. The Jedi have been rebuilding much of their old order. Public opinion of the Jedi is two-sided. Many believe they tried to assassinate him, but the public also saw the footage of what happened at the Jedi Temple. Anakin and Obi-Wan are still looking for surviving Jedi, but Anakin has been spending a lot of time with his family. It's time for the 3 of them to leave to finish what must be done. We see Anakin and Obi-Wan walking side by side. Yoda hops off of Anakin's left shoulder, landing right in front of both of them. Palpatine turns around in his chair to look at 3 Jedi Masters in disgust. Captain rising from his chair. His 2 royal red guards come from behind him, 4 shadow guards, and jumping to his side is Darth Maul. They all in unison ignite their lightsabers and run at each other. Maul versus Obi-Wan, Yoda versus Anakin versus Shadow Guards. Anakin quickly dispatches two of the royal guards and lunges at the Shadow Lords, taking on all four of them at once. They are very skilled, no matter the chosen. Using the Force, he pushes them all back. They all attack him at once. He jumps in the air, landing with his lightsaber, striking through the staff of one of his adversaries, ending them. He pushes one away, hopping over the others to finish them off. He readies himself with his Gemso fighting stance. The two guards attack him. He dodges the first attack, narrowly being missed by the staff and cutting him in half. Then, hopping over the other one and cutting him down. Obi-Wan and Maul, an intense blade lock. Their eyes are focused on one another. So are Yoda and Sidious. Anakin joins in the fight, helping Yoda against Sidious. All in the same room are Obi-Wan, the embodiment of a Jedi, versus Maul, the embodiment of a Sith. Yoda, the embodiment of the light side, versus Sidious, the embodiment of the dark side. Anakin, the embodiment of the Force. Palpatine uses the Force to pick up Anakin, shooting him with thousands of volts of electric Force lightning, throwing him into a wall. Obi-Wan and Maul are both exhausted. Obi-Wan, in one last effort, uses a trick. He uses the stance his master used. Maul is ready for this fight. Obi-Wan cuts his saber in half and strikes him. Maul's double-bladed lightsaber splits in two. Maul falls, crying, realizing his master was merely using him as a weapon. Obi-Wan feels shame in killing a pawn in all of this. He lunges towards Palpatine, who had just thrown a Senate pod at Yoda. Palpatine turns to see Obi-Wan's attack. He picks him up, using the Force, and throws him into a Senate pod, knocking him unconscious. Yoda, angered by this, and by his friend's injury, unarms Palpatine, shooting his Force lightning at him. Yoda catches it. Is pushing Darth Sidious down. He had won. He raised his saber, prepared to finish him off, but is shot in the arm by a clone trooper. Palpatine cackles. He's about to finish an injured Yoda, but Anakin stops it. Palpatine jumps 50 feet into the air onto a new pod, and Anakin follows. Palpatine pushes Anakin down with the Force. He holds his hands in a gesture, a beg, an offer, giving Anakin one last chance to join him. Anakin tells him, "No, I'll never turn to the dark side. I'm a Jedi, you failed, Your Highness." Anakin looks up at Palpatine. His fiery red eyes looking down at him. All the hate and more Anakin thought was possible. In this moment, Anakin felt the most intense fear in his life, but fights through it. Palpatine is kicked by Anakin into the center of the pod. Anakin is on top of said pod. Palpatine shoots torrents of Force lightning at him. Anakin blocks, but is holding his lightsaber sideways towards the left in front of his chest. Anakin jumps into the air, putting his lightsaber into a downward stabbing motion, impales Palpatine, killing him. The explosive pushes him off the pod. Yoda catches him. Three of them leave the Senate room. The Republic is restored. Shortly after, the Jedi regain the Royal Temple once again, with Luke and Leia are now trained at it. 15 years later, he cuts a Tatooine here in Jabba's palace. You see three cloaked figures walk in. They reveal themselves. You see two men with matching beards and mullets, and a younger man with the same mullet as theirs. Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Luke. Anakin steps forward, demanding all the slaves on that planet be set free. Jabba laughs and hits a button. Anakin falls into a rancor pit. Anakin looks up at the enormous, hideous beast. Hears Qui-Gon's voice. "Use your training, my friend." As the rancor is running towards him, he puts his hand out and uses the Force to tame the beast. And he then picks up the rancor using the Force and breaks free from its cell-like cage. He jumps up in front of it. He then demands the slaves be set free. Jabba, being the coward he is, obliges. Then they leave. They and all the other Jedi celebrate because that was the last planet they needed to free the slaves from. now the galaxy is slavery free. Hope you enjoyed this, guys. My narration is kind of weird because I was kind of sick for a little bit of this, I think. The editing, a little rough, but kind of new to it, and I've been working this for a few months. I hope you like it, and enjoy, and subscribe, and like.